Hello friends, today we are going to learn about chapter 10 Cell Cycle and Cell Division. This is the class 11 biology topic. Let us start with introduction. We have learned that the characteristics of living organisms are growth and reproduction. So how do animals or organisms grow and reproduce? The base of these two processes is cell division. Now, this cell division occurs by the help of cell cycle. What is cell cycle? Let us know in detail. Cell cycle, it is sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome, it synthesizes other components of the cell and eventually divides into two daughter cells. That means one cell which is having the DNA, different organelles, when it divides into two daughter cells, it duplicates its genome, right? This is one genome, second genome. It duplicates its genome because it has to distribute single genome to each daughter cell. So it duplicates the genome. It duplicates the cell organelles. So these cell organelles are given to both daughter cells, and then these two daughter cells are exactly same like parent cell. So the series of events which result into two daughter cells from a parent cell, that is called as cell cycle. This whole process is called a cell cycle. It has main two phases, interphase and M phase, that is mitosis phase. Now what is interphase? Let us have a look here. Interphase, it consists of G1, S phase and G2. These are the three phases which comprises of interphase. And mitosis is the phase in which the cell divides into two daughter cells. Before we start mitosis, let us understand what is G1, S and G2. See, before this cell divides into two daughter cells, the cell has to prepare, like here we have talked about, that cell duplicates its genome and the cell organelles. So this duplication of different organelles and the genome has to be done in interphase. So interphase, you can say it is a preparation phase which takes about 23 hours. After this preparation is done, it takes only 1 hour for cell to divide into two daughter cells. So mitosis phase is only of 1 hour and interphase takes about 23 hours. G stands for growth. So we can say here growth 1. S for synthesis phase. This is growth 2 phase, and after this all preparation is done, mitosis phase starts, which is the fourth stage. You can say it is the second, but in subdivision this is the fourth and last step of the cell cycle. Now here you can see that G0. What is G0? G0 Okay, let us have a look at G1 phase first. G1, it is a cell growth and enlargement. In that, the changes of the cell, see, when the cell has one genome, to duplicate the genome, cell has to increase in size. Then only in one cell, two genome can be there. Duplication of cell organelles has to be done. So, duplication of cell organelles are done here. So, for that, the cell enlargement is done. That occurs in G1 phase, cell growth and enlargement and duplication of most of the cell organelles. Why this duplication? So that it can divide this cell organelles and genome into both daughter cells in equal number. Right? So this is about G1 phase, which takes about 6 hours. Now, synthesis phase, in that DNA synthesis, DNA replication occurs. This is a major change in cell. What is DNA replication? See here, the structure of chromosome is given. What is chromosome? Here you can, if you observe clearly under microscope, the DNA is networked here, coiled here, and This makes the structure of one chromosome. Now when the DNA replication occurs, this parent cell which is having this one chromosome, this is called as chromatid, and this is called as centromere. Now this parental cell, it copies this DNA and exactly the same copy is produced here. This is called as sister chromatid. This is called as sister chromatid. So here you observe that the centromere remains only single in number. Centromere doesn't increase in number. It remains same even after DNA duplication, replication. So you can say that the amount of DNA doubles and not the number of DNA. Number of DNA remains same. How do you decide number of DNA? The number of DNA is decided based on the number of centromere, which remains same even after replication. So number of DNA remains same. So what are the changes in S phase? DNA replication occurs and amount of DNA doubles. Now coming to G2 phase. In G2 phase, the same as G1 phase, cell growth occurs and RNA protein synthesis continues. This both continues in G2 phase also. Now M phase, which is actual cell division, actual mitosis process, it occurs in two steps, two phases. First one is karyokinesis, which is division of nucleus, and second one is division of cytoplasm, which is called as cytokinesis. First we are going to learn about karyokinesis, which is divided into prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. These four phases divide the nucleus. Let us start with prophase. I have told you, okay, G0 phase, what is it? Let us first talk about that. G0 phase, you can see in this diagram, from G1, this G0 phase is arising. Now, when G1S and G2 phase complete, the cell enters mitosis, which result into two daughter cells. These two daughter cells enter the G1 phase, but when they do not need to divide further, when the new cells are not required, they will enter into G0 phase, where they will rest. Their metabolism continues. They are metabolically active, but cell division will not occur. Again, when they need to divide, they will re-enter the G1 phase and cell cycle will continue. I hope you understood. G0 phase is temporary phase when the cells are metabolically active and resting. They are prepared for cell division, but they are not undergoing the cell division. When they need new cells, they will again enter G1 and they will continue cell division. Right, this is G0 phase. Now what is prophase? We are talking about mitosis now. Interphase is finished. Now M phase is started. In that M phase, first is prophase. In prophase, chromosomal material condense to form distinct chromosome. You can see this is the early stage and this is the later phase. In this, the chromosomal material starts to condense. Here, distinct chromosome you can see. You can see the distinct chromosome. The second change of the prophase is centrosome. What is centrosome? Above the nucleus, there is one cell organelle which contains two structure called as centriole. These are called as centriole, and this whole structure is called as centrosome. So this centrosome, it starts moving. This is two centriole and this whole overall is centrosome. Centrosome starts moving toward the corner of the cell, and from them the ester formation occurs. This fiber like structure, these are called as ester formation. It occurs from the centrosome. And cell organelles, they disappear. Here you cannot see any cell organelle except the centrosome and the nucleus. Even the nuclear membrane starts disappearing. So this will disappear by the prophase. This is prophase. In this main changes, the nuclear membrane disappears. Centrosome move toward the end and the distinct chromosome appears. Now what happens in second stage of karyokinesis, metaphase? In metaphase, the centrioles and centrosome, they are reached toward the poles of the opposite poles of the cell, and the distinct chromosome, they arrange themselves in the center of the cell. They lie in equilateral plane, or this is also called as metaphase plate. Okay, they arrange themselves in equilateral, that means in center they arrange in a line, that is called as equatorial plane, and or it is called as metaphase plate. Spindle fibers, see this ester formation was occurred in prophase. Now spindle fibers, these fibers get enlarged and they get attached to the chromosome at kinetochore. Kinetochore means smaller end of the chromosome. They attach themselves to the kinetochore. Now in third stage, anaphase, these spindle fibers, they pull this chromosome toward the end of the cell. You can see here the chromosomes, they are separated now. The sister chromatids are separated now, and the centromere split, chromatids separate, chromosomes move toward opposite poles by the help of this centrosome and spindle fibers. Here you can see anaphase, the chromosomes are coming toward the poles of the cell. Telophase, the fourth phase, that is opposite of prophase, you can say. In prophase, this nuclear membrane was disappeared, the cell organelles disappeared, but in telophase this all reappears. Chromosomes decondense and lose their identity as discrete elements. In prophase we have seen the distinct chromosomes were formed, but in telophase opposite occurs. They again form the chromatin, and nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane reappears, and cell organelles also forms. They also reappear in the telophase. Now after karyokinesis, second stage of mitosis is cytokinesis. Cyto, that means cytoplasm division. Kinesis means division. Now as the cell has two nucleus and double cell organelles, they will divide. Cytokinesis occurs, that means one small narrow breach appears here and cell divides into two daughter cells. This is one cell, the second cell. Now these are called as two daughter cells, which are exactly like the parental cells, which is having their own nucleus, their own centrosome, and their own different cell organelles. This is about mitosis. Here you can say see this the process of mitosis. First interphase we have seen, that is enlargement and synthesis of DNA. Then we have seen the prophase, nuclear membrane disappears, distinct chromosomes appear. Here in metaphase, all chromosomes appear in center. Then in anaphase, they are pulled toward the poles by spindle fibers. And then in telophase, finally the cell is having two distinct nucleus, and finally by cytokinesis they are divided into two distinct cells with the cell organelles and nucleus similar as the parental cell. What is the use, what is the significance of mitosis? Why the cells perform mitosis process? Mitosis is performed as it helps in cell repair and replacement. Also it produces diploid cells which identical genetic complement as the parent cell. Cells are produced similar in genetic makeup, same as parental cells. See, all the cells in our body don't remain live forever. Sometimes they die or sometimes they damaged. They are getting damaged. So cell repair and replacement occurs by the mitosis. Like for example, upper layer of epidermis, cells of lining, cell lining of gut, blood cells, they are constantly replaced as they die after few days. So they are constantly replaced by mitosis. Mitosis also restores the nucleocytoplasmic ratio disturbed due to cell growth. So these are the functions of mitosis. And now, see, we have learned about the mitosis process is useful for growth. Growth and reproduction, two characters we were talking about, and growth occurs by the help of mitosis process. Mitosis is nothing but cell division. Cell division of the somatic or vegetative cells. That means non-reproductive cells. But what about reproduction? What about reproductive cells? Reproductive cells, they always divide by the process known as meiosis. Division of diploid germ cells. Germ cells means the egg and sperm. These are called as germ cells and they are always haploid. Diploid germ cells to produce the haploid daughter cells, gametes. That is nothing but egg and spermatozoa. So from diploid germ cells, haploid daughter cells are produced by meiosis. This results in haploid phase of life cycle which is restored after fertilization. Meiosis is divided into meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. But only one cycle of DNA replication. In this meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, DNA replication occurs only once, that is in meiosis 1 phase. Let us see in detail the meiosis 1. Meiosis 1, it is typically longer phase, that is complex phase. How is it complex? Let us understand. There are 5 phases of meiosis 1, prophase 1, leptotin, zygotin, pectitin, diplotin and diakinesis. These are the 5 phases of prophase 1. Meiosis 1 is divided into again prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1, and this is we are talking about prophase 1. What happens in prophase 1? Leptotin, you can see here. Nuclear membrane, it disappears and distinct chromosomes appear. In zygotin, second stage of prophase 1, there is synapsis between homologous chromosomes. Synapsis means formation of synaptonemal complex. Here you can see. Between the chromosome, this complex is formed and which keep them connected. Now, this synaptonemal complex which was formed during zygotin, this pectitin stage, third stage, you observe it clearly, observe it carefully. Here, between these two, some segment of the chromosome, they are exchanged. Here, this chromosome and this chromosome, they exchange their parts, and now this chromosome is having some part of this chromosome and this one is having some part of other chromosome. So both are having some genetical chromosomal exchange, right? So chromosomal exchange has been done. This part is been exchanged and this chromosome is having small segment of another chromosome. So now in diplotin you can see the exchange occurs, and in diakinesis dissolution of nuclear membrane occurs. It completely disappears, the nuclear membrane, it completely disappears and only there is crossed over chromosomes present. That means the chromosome which are having the genetic material exchanged now. This is very important stage of prophase 1 and this is the only difference between, this is one of the difference between meiosis and mitosis. In mitosis we did not see this step. In mitosis this does not occur, the exchange of genetic material. But in meiosis prophase 1 the genetic material is exchanged. Now if if you understood leptotin, zygotin, pectin, diplotin and diakinesis, repeating, in leptotin, this condensation of chromosome occur. In zygotin, there is homologous chromosomes, synapses between homologous chromosomes form, and that forms synaptonemal complex between two chromosomes. In pectin stage, the crossing over occurs, and diplotin, the genetic material gets exchanged. This both gets exchanged. And then in dikinesis, this both chromosomes take over the materials and appear as the two different chromosomes which is having genetic material exchange, and nuclear membrane disappears. Now, prophase 1 leptotin, as I have told, see, the nucleus enlarges and chromosome becomes visible here. Zygotin, in that chromosome become condensed. Each pair of homologous chromosome is bivalent now. They are now bivalent. You can see homologous chromosome, centromere, kinetochore. This is kinetochore. The central part. Sorry, I told you it is a smaller part. No, it is kinetochore is this part, the central part above the centromere. Now in pectin, four chromatids is part. These four chromatids of each bivalent chromosome becomes distinct. You can see it very clearly in pectin stage, and they both appear as tetrad. Tetrad means as a pair of group of four chromatids. And recombination of genetic material occurs between non-sister chromatids. See, these are the sister chromatids, but between non-sister chromatids, these are the two non-sister chromatids, the genetic material gets exchanged. See here, now it has taken this part. Both have exchanged this genetic material. So this is non-recombinant chromatids. They have taken, they have exchanged genetic material. This is recombinant chromatid. Now in prophase 1 diplotin phase, synaptonemal complex occurs, and then it forms X-shaped structure called as chiasmata. Chiasmata appears here. You can see that structure. Chiasmata appears and the bivalent separates. In oocyte of some vertebrates, diplotin lasts for months or years. This stage, it lasts for months or years in some of the vertebrates, some of the oocytes of vertebrates. Now what is diakinesis? Terminalization of chiasmata. This egg-shaped structure is now no longer appears. Chromosomes are fully condensed and the meiotic spindle fiber start to originate. The nucleus and nuclear membrane, this membrane gets starting disappearing. Right? I hope prophase 1 is clear. Now coming to metaphase. Metaphase onwards, you can say all the cell events, they are similar to mitosis. Only the difference was prophase 1 in meiosis and mitosis. Now in metaphase 1, these chromosomes which are appearing in equatorial plate or metaphase plate, they are coming in center of the cell, and then spindle fiber gets connected to chromatid from the kinetochore of the chromosome. The spindle fiber are getting connected. In anaphase 1, as it occurs in mitosis, here also the chromosomes are pulled toward the opposite end of the cell, but only the difference you can observe, each of the chromosome goes with the exchanged genetic material. So now it has some new genetic information, and that is why reproduction forms the new genetic information, and you can say evolution occurs. Evolution occurs because of this genetic exchange. Now in telophase 1 and cytokinesis 1, telophase 1, this all nuclear membrane appears, the cell organelles reappears, and this chromosomes decondense. And in cytokinesis, this chromosomes decondense, lose their identity as discrete elements. In telophase 1, nuclear envelope develops, and the stage between two meiotic stages is called as interkinesis. Okay. Now in cytokinesis, these two cells are formed, distinct two cells are formed by the end of meiosis 1, and between meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, before these cells further divide by meiosis 2, there is a phase in between them called as interkinesis. Between them is coming interkinesis, where the cell prepares for meiosis 2. Now in meiosis 2 again we have prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2, which are exactly similar as mitosis. Same process occurs as mitosis. Here in prophase 2, the new spindle fibers form around the chromosome. This is not chromosome, it should be centrosome. Metaphase 2 chromosomes line up in the equatorial plane, and then in anaphase 2 the centromere divides. Chromatids move toward the opposite end, you can see here. And then in telophase, the nucleus is formed, two distinct nucleus is formed, the cell organelles reappear, and they are moving toward, the nucleus is formed toward the opposite end of the cell. While in cytokinesis, two distinct cells are formed. The cell divides from the cytoplasm and two distinct cells are formed by the end of cytokinesis. This is about meiosis 2. So let us see the significance of meiosis. Meiosis conserves the chromosome number of each species, right? When the parental cell is having haploid gametes, haploid, or you can say 1n, the daughter cell will also have the 1n gametes only. It maintains a number of chromosomes in each new species. It causes genetic variation. How? Because in prophase 1, the genetic material gets exchanged. We have seen here the two chromosomes, some material, some genetic portion is given here and some genetic portion is given here, and that is how the new genetic information appears with both the chromosome, and that is why genetic variation occurs. It is important for evolution process as the genetic variation is seen here. Right, this is the importance of meiosis, conserves the chromosome number and genetic variation and evolution process. So let us summarize mitosis and meiosis. In mitosis and meiosis, only the major difference comes here in prophase 1. Mitosis occurs in somatic cells. Meiosis occurs in germ cells, that is reproductive cells. Here this is non-reproductive cells. Mitosis is non-reproductive cells. In mitosis, at the end of cytokinesis, we get two diploid daughter cells, while at the end of meiosis we get 4 haploid daughter cells. Here in prophase of mitosis, no crossing over occurs, while in prophase 1 the crossing over occurs, and that is why the reproduction results in the daughter cells with genetic variation. So we can see genetic variation in daughter cells of meiosis, but there is no genetic variation, no new information in mitosis. No new genetic information in mitosis process. So that is all about mitosis and meiosis. I hope you all understood this. If any doubts are there, we can get back to this. You can get back to me. Thank you so much.